Hey, what's up guys? Mike Lock here. Thanks for tuning in to this video blog. In this video, I want to talk about whether or not you can be successful in web design by just focusing on the design aspect alone and not worrying about HTML and CSS. And the answer is yes, you can. I got an email not too long ago and somebody was asking me, Mike, I kind of fell off. I was interested in web design stuff. I kind of fell off and didn't really focus on it for a year or so. And I want to get back into design, but I'm really passionate about the design aspect of it and not necessarily learning HTML and CSS. And they asked me whether or not they can be successful just by focusing on the visual design side alone. And the answer is yes, you can. You can be successful working just on the visual design side, because there are several companies that are out there that are positioned just to hire UI designers that work together with their development department. So you do the design alone and you hand over your designs to the development department and they do all the front-end development. They do all the slicing and markup and creating all the HTML and programming and stuff like that. So there are situations, companies that want designers to do both. For example, in my career, when I worked at my big first company that I worked at, Elite, working for Thomson Reuters, I did both, the design and HTML. When I went to a startup, I was doing both. When I went to cars.com, I was doing both. But get this, when I went to Fox, I was making over $100,000 there, and I only did the design aspect. Okay, we worked together with the development team, and all I did was hand them over, PSDs, and they sliced it all up. And so I was working at Fox, working on their, their ad platform applications, and all I did was the visual design aspect, making over $100,000. When I went to Yahoo, making over $120,000, and I was only doing the design aspect. I was working closely with the web developers, and I would hand over my files and my sprites and things, and they would just do all the design aspect. At CBS, did no coding, all we did was design. And so so yes, you can be successful and make really good money and make a really good living just knowing the design aspect. Now, HTML portion comes into play when you want to kind of go out on your own and build websites without the need to outsource that development process. So if you want to learn HTML, and everyone's different, there's a lot of designers out there that love the design coding aspect of it, and if you can learn the HTML aspect, you can go the freelance route and do a lot of designing websites and building websites for small businesses and things like that, and really handle the projects on your own. But if you're just focusing on the design aspect, you can also do the same. As you perfect the visual design side and you get really good at perfecting your designs of websites and layouts and UI elements and things like that, you can partner or outsource the design or the coding aspect. You can go to elance.com, and there'll be tons of web developers out there that are willing and offering good prices on doing the markup for your designs. There are companies out there that's called PSD to HTML.com. You can go there, and these are company services that do all the coding for you. All you do is just hand them over the designs. They'll spit back the code and HTML markup in a matter of a few days, and you can just hand that over to clients. So you can become sort of like the project manager for your projects and really just focus on the usability and the design aspect like that. So I would say it's actually a good approach. So if you're just getting started, and let's say you fall in line like this, and you're one of those folks who really just like the design portion and you get frustrated with all the HTML, here's what you do. Take the next 6 months and only focus on perfecting your visual UI design. You want to focus on, creating beautiful layouts, creating backgrounds, perfecting texture and patterns, perfecting how to design really nice form fields, buttons, UI design elements, knowing how to lay out your images with typography, learning how to design navigation, and really learning how to focus or really perfecting and practicing on laying out an entire website composition, knowing the dimensions and things like that, and all you have to do is focus on the design, okay? And just work on personal projects. Take this next 6 months if you're just starting out. Don't worry about making money in web design for the first 6 months to a year. You know, get another job. You know, if you're a young kid, get a job at McDonald's and just focus on perfecting your visual design. If you're an older adult, get a nice job and not something to do outside of web design, and just know that you're planting the seeds for when you start becoming an expert at an expert level of UI design. You can then start pushing out your resume into all these jobs that are willing to pay really good money. You know, you can make $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 starting out as a solid UI designer with no HTML requirements. So that's my advice. So in fact, I think that if you're getting started in something, and I put out another video about this, is that you really want to perfect that one discipline. So right now there's so many confusing parts, you know, understanding, perfecting your design, perfecting HTML, and you can get bogged down really you know, with all these compatibility issues and your HTML markup and padding issues and things not going well across browsers, that it can really frustrate you, and you can spend all this time and effort into trying to bug fix your HTML files when you should be focusing on perfecting that visual UI design discipline. All right, so yes, if you are passionate about design, I would say just focus on that for now, and you would have time later on down the road, 6 months, a year from now, as you become an expert as a visual designer, you can then start dabbling into the HTML aspect and start bringing that side of your skill set up. As you gain both of those, you'll be able to do both, you know. So that's my advice about that. All right, so yes, you can be successful as a designer, and I think it's highly recommended to focus on one aspect as you're just now starting out and learning. All right, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, always hit me up at my website, mlwebcode.com, and look out for more videos. We'll be talking soon. Bye.